Given the choice, whether to rule a corrupt and failing empire, or to challenge the fates for another throw, a better throw against one's destiny, what was a king to do? But does one ever truly have a choice? One can only match, move by move, the machinations of fate, and thus defy the tyrannous stars. And so I returned to the sanctuary of my enemy, the fortress of the Sarafan Brotherhood, deemed impossible for any man to penetrate. Impossible for any man. Deep within these walls, my prey awaited. Mobius, the time streamer, deceiver and eternal gamester, using living beings as his pawns.
In the end, we'd rooted out an entire nest of the fiends.
But we had swept that area already.
Not well enough, but no matter. We purged every last one of that brood with fire, and their souls now rest.
Lord Mobius will be pleased.
It was time for Mobius to answer a few questions. I hoped for his sake to find him in a forthcoming mood.
Hey everyone, I'm Eric, also known as EMC150, or just DMC for short, and welcome to the start of an all-new Let's Play. And we are clearly playing the final chapter of the Legacy of Kain series. This is Legacy of Kain Defiance, and two things right off the bat. An intro that didn't take 10 minutes, and we're playing Kain. Yeah, it only took, what, 3 games to play the character whose name is always in the title? And if you were following my playthroughs of Soul Reaver 1 and 2, this is technically Soul Reaver 3. Although because you're switching between characters, they went with a different name, and understandably so. And this is a very different style of game, as you can clearly see. This is more of an action hack and slash game than the others. The other Soul Reaver games were more adventure exploration sort of thing, with definitely had combat, but this is a major focus on combat in this game. It's basically this game, it's like the developers were trying to be Devil May Cry, because this game came out shortly after, about a year or so after Devil May Cry. And so yeah, of course there's RPG elements to this. You gain experience as you kill enemies, as you can see combat experience on the right there. When that fills up, we will gain a new technique. And yeah. I'm not a fan of the camera angles in this game, actually, and this is all the camera movement you have. So it's a very different feeling game from the other two in the series. Not saying that makes it bad, although I'll probably talk about things in this game that I don't like as we come across them. But yeah, so this is those guards we saw walking down this way. Way to open door. That's the open door animation for Kain. He just kicks it. What happens if the door opens inwards? So where to begin about this game? That was unusual.
Help me! Help me! Oh, please, no!
From time to time, it is necessary to feed. And the unusual event of a feast prepared by the Sarafan must be savored.
Now these people chained to walls for you to just feed on, that's more of a Blood Omen thing than a Soul Reaver thing. That was, okay, yeah, here we're gonna basically be told that your health drains. Just like in all the other Soul Reaver games. Your health will drain over time. So you need to feed to keep it up. Quite literally, that's the whole point about it. But like people being chained up to walls and whatnot, that was very prominent in Blood Omen 1 and even in Blood Omen 2. So they're just free snacks. I'm gonna leave you there. I'm pretty sure these stay, so if I were to leave and come back later, I think that person will still be, these people will still be on the walls. So I'm gonna leave them here because I don't need health. But yeah, the oh, I saw something in here. Health talisman. So this game has 3 collectibles. There are health talismans that clearly increase your health when you get enough to complete the rune. There's telekinesis runes, or telekinetic runes as I can clearly read. And the green bar by my health there, that's my telekinesis bar essentially. Every rune will increase your maximum, the maximum bar, so it's a good idea to find them if you can. And this is definitely not going to be a 100% playthrough because I don't think I've ever found all the tomes or all the it's just you. And this, where does this lead? This leads up to a door we can't open. Alright. I've never found all the runes of in a single playthrough. So, yeah, I don't expect to find them all.
What was that?
And this is our telekinesis tutorial.
The touch of water is like acid to a vampire. I had to find another way to pass.
Yeah, so Kain can't swim, just like Raziel in the first game before you got Rahab's swimming powers. Water will kill you, so you can't you can't go in it. And so I guess that wasn't our telekinesis tutorial. That was just showing in a cutscene that you can do that. You can definitely do that, though. Telekinesis is really can be very powerful. Can be a very quick way to kill enemies. And I saw something. A path is. Don't move. Actually, no. I don't want to jump to that. It's probably gonna get me killed. I was thinking of something a little that's up here and across the bridge. I'm gonna try to find as many of the collectibles as I can. The ones that I remember, I'll pick up. But yeah, so there's the telekinesis rune, and each one of those will increase your gauge. Unlike the health talismans, you need to find 3 of them to complete it. And actually, if you position yourself in the right spot, you can feed from multiple people like that at once. I just been staying close to one. when I do it.
This passage undoubtedly led to the time streamer. My prey was nearly in my grasp. But the door had been sealed by a blessed barrier. As I approached, the Reaver resonated in response. Perhaps its dark sorcery could dispel these holy barriers. As I suspected, the Reaver was not yet powerful enough to shatter these barriers, but there was something to this.
In time, I will be able to get through there. That's going to be our main priority right now. If you haven't, if it wasn't already obvious, we're going to find something to upgrade the soul. To upgrade. Yep, there's me English for you. Alright, so yeah, if you just tap it, you'll get a blast, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hold it, which lets you basically, well, do that. You become a Jedi in this game.
Victus.
Force pull, force push, whatever you want to call it. And because there is experience in this game, you killing enemies will grant experience, obviously. But when you get an enemy to the death point, essentially to this point right here, where you can either feed on them, or if you hit triangle, you'll do that. I'm doing that because that gives you extra experience. If you feed from them, you don't get the extra experience, and yeah. That's how much my gauge is filled up, and I've killed, what, 5 enemies? So that's why I'm doing that. I'm only going to be feeding on enemies if I need health from them. And there's actually quite a few areas where there'll be like little health blood vials or blood fonts, whatever you want to call them. And, alright, so here's where it just says the arcane tomes will unlock bonus materials. That is true. However, when you do finish this game, you get a chance to save, and if you save your file, or you save a file at that point, you've unlocked all of the bonus material in the game. So collecting all the tomes, collecting all the tomes, what I meant to say, is really a moot point if you actually finish the game. And I don't know why it's telling me to hold R1 for health. Oh, okay, there was a blood fountain, or blood font somewhere I couldn't see. Camera angles. Alright. I think I saw something over here. What is... Okay, yeah, that's another blood fountain over here. Health fountain, whatever you want to call them. And I don't remember if there's another collectible in here, which is why I'm doing a quick run around. I'm pretty sure that's the door I have to go to, because it just prompted me to open it with square. Is it these doors? I remember there being... Huh. Okay, I remember there being like a cutscene or something to do with the statue here. I guess maybe that's that happens later. I hate these hallways. You come through here a few times, and hallways like this, and they're kind of annoying because you can get stun locked by those things if you're not careful. Alright, and this game has a checkpoint system. So at any point in time, just like the first game, you can save your game, but when you reload, you'll start back at the last checkpoint that you've unlocked.
Locked. What a love of doors these pathetic humans have.
I don't know what you were expecting there, Kain. Basically, a portcullis falls down over the door, and you think pushing against it will open it. I'm sorry, but that's not how they work. There's another tome. And so, yes, both characters have their own separate collectibles to pick up. So anything you grab as Kain will not carry over to Raziel, because clearly we're going to be playing as Raziel in this game as well. The hell were you before this started? Alright, and this is our tutorial for pulling enemies. So you can pull them towards you, you can throw them off ledges, like you saw in the cutscene earlier. Kain just threw one down on and impaled him on like a spike or something that was on the wall, like those right up there, for example. So you can deal with enemies that way, and in fact later on I'm probably going to be doing that, but I'm not going to do that until after I've learned all 5 abilities you can from experience.
This emblem was unmistakably of vampire origin and designed to enhance the Reaver's power. But this coincidence seemed too convenient. Mobius clearly meant for me to find it.
Sound the alarm! Vampire! Don't let him escape!
Surround him! Surrender, fiend, and we will promise you an easy death.
I could promise you the same, but it would be a lie.
Alright. Yeah, thank you. And I like at this point, it gives you a little more of a combat tutorial. Because, you know, we haven't already been fighting people up to this point. Alright, so that bar we have on the under our health bar that just, or beside our health bar that just filled up, that, I don't know what you want to call it, our Soul Reaver gauge, I guess. Now that it's full, you can see I've got an effect on my Reaver, and you can clearly see an extra hit effect. Basically, right now I just have the balance emblem. I don't know what it does. I think just maybe it makes your attacks more powerful, but as you get different emblems... Oh, we just learned a new ability. As you get different... And it's this. That's our new ability. But as you get different emblems, you'll get... they're like elemental emblems and bits like that, and so when you get to that point, you'll actually have that element added to your attacks. So when you get... if you get a fire emblem, for example, we'll eventually get that. You'll be lighting gods on fire when you attack them, and so on. But now that we have this emblem, we can open this door. Before that, let's just look at this. I'm scatterbrained, but we just leveled up.
Cadaverous laceration.
And that's an explanation of what it does. You just hit a direction and square at the same time, and then just mash square. And that's that combo.
This barrier had a curious resonating effect on the Reaver.
Yep, so now that we have the balance emblem, we can break those things, and I guess I can't do anything with my emblem because I only have the one. Oh! Right, it's one of these hallways. That was really dumb of me. Alright, and so another thing that this Soul Reaver gauge does when it's full, if you hold square and release it, you do, well, basically that. And that changes depending on the emblem you have active. Right now I just have the balance emblem, so it's basically just a strong AoE that hits, well, everyone in the effect. But different emblems will have a very different effect. If I remember right, one of them confuses them, so they start attacking their allies. There's one that makes you just warp around and attack everybody in the area. Pretty cool stuff.
This door had been equipped with a singular lock, requiring an unusual key. Somehow, I would find it.
Can't we just cut the door down? I mean, we've got this very unique and powerful weapon. Like, is that not a thing that can be done? Is it said somewhere in the lore that this, you know, can't be used to cut doors down? I'm actually not sure where I'm supposed to go right now. It's been a little bit since I've played this game, so I think I just have to backtrack now. think I'm gonna have to go back to that that first door we found with the emblem on it, so we can open that door. Yeah, we just got that prompt again. I think it was because we're walking by that door. I don't know why that prompt hasn't vanished yet. Alright. Am I blind? Did I miss something? Because that door is still barred. I must have missed something in this room. Sorry, guys. Oh, come on! How did that? I wasn't even solid. It was made of mist. That should not have hit me. What's the point of a dodge that doesn't dodge? No, actually, I'm actually surprised that did hit me. I didn't think that would because I was missed. So apparently you don't have invulnerability when you're... Oh god, yeah, I'm an idiot. I missed this. So apparently you're not invulnerable while you're dodging. It's just a way to move quickly out of the way. Which does make sense, actually. Yay, physics. Because that totally made sense. Stab him through the wall. That's awesome.
They victors.
Oh, the line is back. Fe Victus. That was a very common war cry or victory cry of Kain's from the first Blood Omen, and I believe also in the second, but we don't talk about the second Blood Omen. It wasn't very good. It also made 0 sense in range of the actual series. Alright, this part actually annoys me because this is essentially, at this point we've been walking around, we've been killing everyone, like we know our abilities, we've had a tutorial on all of them, and then it's like, hey, here's a room to teach you everything you already know and make sure you know it.
Yeah, the game does this. I don't understand why it does this, but it does this. Lift attacks. Press and hold for a jumping lift attack. Yay! Do an air combo. Oh no. Do a slam. Next is going to be do an air combo. Yay, like what? Oh, come on. There we go. I do not use telekinesis much in this game, guys. I'm going to throw that out there now. I find... Well, hello, camera. I find it not that useful. Unless you're trying to kill things quickly and get rid of them, but I don't really usually find much of a use for telekinesis. Now it's gonna be do everything. Yay, we're not gonna tell you button prompts. Why did they do this? This is a great way for a bad tutorial. Like, this is not a good tutorial, guys. I don't know what they were thinking.
That should have been skippable. That should have been, do you want to learn this? If not, just go through this door. This path right here. Like, no, that was not a good idea. But it gives us a health rune. Or a health talisman. Oh, I think we're done in here. I think we have to find a door down here. That's what... This is probably it right here. Yes, it is. And multiple feedings. So I haven't actually done this yet, but it is worth noting that when you kill an enemy, or when you wound them enough that you can feed on them, if you feed at them from a distance, like I just did to those right there, you can still move around as you're feeding, and you can feed off multiple enemies at the same time. However, if you get really close to an enemy and hold your feed button, he'll actually grab the enemy, pick him up, pull him towards you, and like feed, like biting his neck and feed that way. If you're doing that, you're invulnerable. It takes longer to go through the animation, but you don't heal any more, but you are invulnerable while you're doing it. So if you're surrounded by enemies trying to feed, that's a good way to get some health back in a safe manner. Raziel can do the same. Oh, that's always fun. We'll do a quick, yeah, archers, of course. Can I get through here? Oh, I guess I can. Oh, it's this place. Okay. Whoa! Lots of people. Alright, let's tell them to screw off. I actually find it hilarious that enemies would just literally pop out of everywhere in this game. You saw in one of the earlier cutscenes they're coming out of like things on the ground like this or over here. Like that would just like disappear. A guy will like crawl out from under it and come up after you. Like they are relentless and kind of goofy. And so yeah, you can mix your combos up. You can like Cadaverous Laceration, you can start that, and at any point you can just hit your lift attack and go out of it, bring them up like that. It's actually, the combat is fairly fluid, fairly well done as well if you ask me, and it should be considering they decided to put such a big focus on the combat in this game. But I don't know, to me it feels like they tried to be something they weren't. It doesn't feel like this, it doesn't feel like the other games is what I'm getting at. It's such a drastic departure. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just I don't know. It feels like it doesn't feel like part of the series. I guess this is where I'm trying to go. Oh, of course. Then we got some more enemies here. Hey. Alright. That's the last of them. We have this door here, and now I'm actually noticing that I'm at about 29 minutes at this point. There's going to be a little bit of time shaved off that, but probably not that much. So I'm not going to continue just now. We're going to open this door in the next episode and see where that brings us and what we find. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully you'll come back and see what comes next in this chapter for the next video. Until then, take care, you hear.